We meet again at last. The circle is now complete.
What's the world coming to?
Well, you got a problem with what I did, Anthony?
Oh, no. Hey, no.
Fucking rat anyways. Whole family's all rats. Would have grew up to be a rat.
Stupid bastard. I can't fucking believe it.
Gee, I'm real sorry your mom blew up, Ricky.
Now you're gonna dig the fucking thing. You're gonna dig the hole. You're gonna do it. I got no fucking line. You're gonna do it.
Yes, I'll take the fucking hole. I don't give a fuck.
I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was pure and simply evil.
Jesus Christ. Mister, you okay in there?
Let's visit coffees around here someplace.
Have you any idea what the cost of your actions is? What their effect might be? Or you to give them hope? What do you give them? We give them happiness. And they give us authority. Groovy.
Morning, you beautiful, beautiful boys.
Well, good morning, boys. How are we today?
Where are you calling from? You in the back pastures of old Jacksonville, Illinois again, boys?
Oh, don't you know it. I'm over here with Bessie, and we're just tilling up the soil.
I have Logan Mars and Henry Hill here for Cinephellas Podcast, episode 37. How you doing, boys?
We're doing great here. How you doing, boys?
I'm naked, and that's what I'm wearing right now. I'm completely naked in the basement. The Cinephellas Studios getting ready to shoot a video on the green screen.
So, how you are normally then?
Clothing optional. I don't own any clothing. But
right.
I just posted our last episode 36 on our YouTube channel and website, Cinephellas.com. I'm going to have to post that on our social media. Last week we talked about Comic-Con, all the movies, the news they released from Comic-Con, a bunch of other stuff. And this week, what are we talking about?
We got several things to talk about, Sport. You ready to dive into it? First up, what I can remember after we talked last is the Zombieland Double Tap trailer was released. So we finally get a glimpse at the gang 10 years later. What'd you think, Sport? Did you watch that trailer?
I watched it. Is it me or was Jesse Eisenberg wearing a wig?
Was he? I guess I didn't pay attention. No, I didn't know.
It looked like fake hair. It just looked like from like 80s or 90s like sitcom. Like it looked completely fake. I don't know if it was. Maybe it's his real hair, but I don't know if
I'll have to go back and look at that. You're probably right though, because I feel like he filmed a movie where he was bald. Besides, I mean, I know Justice League a couple years ago, but I feel like he was in something recently where I think so that might be possible that he had a bald head. So
yeah, he's been in a few indies they just released. It's on our website. Vincent is at the Fantasia Festival.
Oh yeah,
there's two flicks of Jesse Eisenberg and he had a shaved head. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a wig because he was shooting other movies. So it looks really
That's
fake.
funny.
My man.
Dang,
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch it and then look for that.
But
That'd be funny if they like made it a part of the story. Like 10 years later, he's going bald. It's really a wig.
yeah, just a wig. He just wanted to cover up like he's balding like us.
Well, I love the first Zombieland, so I'm going into this one. I'll be happy to see the gang back together, but just kind of keeping cautious on it. I don't want to hype it up too much and have it disappoint me.
I know, that's what I'm worried about. You know, when they do these like sequels and movies like that that are like 10, 15 years later, I'm always worried that they're not going to capture that chemistry that made the first one really great. And the first Zombieland is fantastic, phenomenal. I remember seeing it in the theater, buying it, watching it. It's still a movie that holds up. I'm just a little worried. The trailer looks cool. I'm at the badass them killing zombies. The cast all pretty much looks the same. They didn't age that much. Uncle Woody looks great. The only downfall I think is for me is Jesse Eisenberg. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you brought up some interesting points there. Yeah, you're right about how sequels that take place, 10 or more years later, a lot of times they just fail to live up to the first one. So one of the last examples I can think of that is Dumb and Dumber 2, the official sequel. Aww. Everybody was looking forward to seeing those guys back together, but it was just way too late. They're different people. Jim Carrey's a different person. But they just didn't take enough time with the script. I don't know. It was nothing like the original. Maybe a couple funny parts, but yeah, utterly forgettable. Just like that other sequel they made where it was like a prequel, I guess.
To see the Dumb and Dumber 2 or whatever the fuck it was called in the theater together.
Sure.
Like, this is bad, really bad.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 4 people in the theater. They're like, this is not even funny. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't even remember laughing at all, or maybe once, but yeah, it was a pretty forgettable movie. And then it had Brett Butler in it.
And they don't fall into that with the Zombieland sequel.
Yeah.
But from what I can see, I mean, it looks like it's like the first film. There's a lot of great action in it, a lot of kill scenes, a lot of gore, a lot of comedy. All the elements that made the first one really great. So, right now I'm on the fence. I like the trailer. I'm just a little cautious about it with sequels being put out 10 years after the first one. But we'll see. So let's talk about The Lighthouse, because that was just released today by A24. The first trailer, starring Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Basically,
that was creepy.
Yeah, it looks creepy. It's all black and white. This is the follow-up from Robert Eggers. He's the one that directed The Witch, which was critically acclaimed. It came out a few years ago. It's one of the first movies I think I reviewed on our YouTube channel. And, so it's been a while. It's been like 3 or 4 years since he's had a movie out. Just from the first trailer, it looks fucking eerie. It looks like a lot of a sense of like claustrophobia. They're in this tight-knit lighthouse together, Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, and they're light keepers, I guess. What do you call those? Lighthouse keepers?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Lighthouse keepers. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Lighthouse keepers. But yeah, it looks like they start to go a little crazy throughout the trailer. They can't figure out how long they've been there, a few days, 5 weeks, 5 months. So you can see a lot of really dark elements in this and how they kind of go downhill and start going crazy. And then them trying to survive, and it looks like there's a crazy storm at the end of the trailer. And you see the kind of the water coming through the windows. So it's it looks really good. It looks like a solid follow-up.
It does, yeah. It looks really eerie, like you said, and it looks like they're slowly mentally breaking down. It looks like they're going mad. So whether it's a supernatural element at the lighthouse or something else, it's definitely going to be, in the horror or at least supernatural genre just by what we've seen so far. We haven't seen any glimpse of like any monster, but you can definitely tell that something sinister is at work in the background. I didn't get to watch The Witch, his first film. I just never got around to it. I meant to. Can you give us a reminder of what you thought of that and like what the basic premise was? And
yeah, I didn't really care for it. It was like really kind of a slowly paced film, trying to build up this entity, this witch, and it's like back in the day, like Puritan era, whenever it was. What I remember, a lot of creepy imagery. It was really slow and like it was a really dark movie. Like all the colors in the film, like a lot of dark colors, just kind of build this atmosphere. I didn't love it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was cool visually. I thought it was just a little too slow for me. And like the climax of the movie, I just felt underwhelmed about it. And this movie looks a lot better. Looks a lot better than The Witch. Yeah. It looks like more what I want in like a horror film. I mean,
visually it looks like it's going to be really awesome. And it's pretty cool to see Robert Pattinson kind of blowing up right before he's going to really, it's really going to be some craziness, when he starts playing Batman. So, it's cool to see him in these other roles, I've watched several of his like independent ones that he's made since Twilight, and he's really came a long way. And
he's a good fucking actor.
Is a good, for sure, good actor. And I can't wait for Batman. I imagine he's probably going to get pretty ripped, and he's a good actor. He's got it's going to be cool to see him as a detective. That's what the Batman movie will explore, how, Batman's a great detective. So it'll be really awesome. I can't wait to see that movie either.
Yeah, he does a lot of great roles. Like all of them are different. Like Good Time, it was like a heist movie with.
Good Time was the one that like really stuck out for me. It was really good.
Good fucking film. And, just all these different roles he plays. He's in a lot of great independent films. The Rover, wasn't he in The Rover? I'm trying to remember.
He was, him and Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, there you go. And then, I started watching High Life, which is another A24 film up in space.
Right.
Yeah, it was kind of slow, but visually it looked beautiful. I have to finish it though. Whenever I finish, I'll do a review. Second season of Mindhunter trailer was just released. What do you think about that?
Dude, I'm really excited for that. And season 1 is pretty fresh in my mind because I only recently binge watched season 1. So I have a clear recollection of what happened last season, and I kind of know what to expect going on this new season. And you're going to get some badass serial killers in this one. You're going to get the Charlie Manson, and you're going to get the son of Sam, two of the most prolific and, terrible serial killers there ever were. And they're going to explore how they thought and everything. That's going to be crazy. That show is really good visually, and they actually got help writing it from the actual FBI profiler who did this back in the day. It's based on all his work. Yeah, it's based on this guy who is the profile that's, I guess, Holden on the show. That's who he's based on, this guy. So, these are all taken from actual things that happen and his actual study. And, him trying to get into the mind of the serial killer and hopefully be able to prevent some of these murders in the future. So, the trailer looks really good. All the actors from season 1 have made it over pretty much. And looks like they're going to introduce a couple new characters. And like I said, Charlie Manson's actually going to be played by the guy that played it in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he was only in it for a brief time. Only really
same
remember
actor?
once. Yeah, same actor that played Manson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But he'll get a lot more screen time in Mindhunter, and he plays sort of the older version that's already in prison, I believe. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
So I was looking it up. It's Damon Harriman that plays Charlie Manson.
Yeah,
he was in,
and I remember
Justified. That's what I remember him from.
Yeah, he was Dewey Cox. Yep.
Okay, so that's who he was. Yeah, he wasn't
Dewey had like a redneck mullet.
Yeah, he plays that pretty well, and he does look like Charlie Manson. And that brief glimpse that we saw him in Once Upon a Time, so it's going to be interesting how he's going to play that character in the new season of Mindhunter. And I'm complete opposite with you of what you're saying, basically. You just watched Mindhunter. I watched it when it first came out, so I don't remember it, a lot of it, because that was like a year or two ago, whenever that came out.
It was a long time ago, 2 years ago at least.
Yeah, I remember it got released on Netflix, and we're all into true crime. Like serial killers and documentaries and shows about that. It's just really fascinating. So we watched that when it first came out and just loved it. And we ended up binging it. Pretty stoked to dive back into the world of Mindhunter and into the minds of serial killers. So The Boys TV series just came out. You, lasted half an hour or halfway through it?
I just wasn't into it. I don't know. Everybody's been saying it's really terrific, and I'm sure if I gave it some more time, maybe it would probably grow on me, I'm sure. But I just have superhero fatigue, I think. I'm just not ready to dive into yet another ragtag, superhero group. I mean, I understand this one, explores, the kind of, if superheroes weren't good, they were kind of bad, too, which is cool. But I just watched Umbrella Academy a couple months ago, and we've just been through the whole Marvel 1, 2, 3 phase saga, and that wrapping up with Avengers Endgame, which just was basically a comic book explosion of everything that has been leading up to that for 23 films. I don't know, I just seen too much comic book stuff. So you're right. I only made it about halfway through the pilot episode.
But I'm with you too. Just like the whole superhero fatigue, kind of over it. There's been so many freaking TV shows and movies and all the phases of the Marvel. It's like time to check out a different genre of movies and TV shows and kind of get away from that for a while.
Yeah.
We got Marvel
could use a little break.
Yeah, I need a little break. Getting some other indies and other shows that I may not have time to watch up until now. We just finished the last season of Veronica Mars, which was on Hulu, 8 episodes. They released that when Comic-Con was going on last week. Fantastic. Really good season. Good seeing Kristen Bell returning as Veronica Mars. Probably her best performance and best character to date.
Does Dax Shepard show up in the show at all?
Right, her husband. No.
Aww.
It's pretty much all the same cast from the TV show. That came out, the first season came out when I think I was in high school, or after high school.
Yeah,
like,
I remember it being on back then. It's been around for a while.
Yeah, it was on like the CW. I think they had like 4 seasons. They had a movie that came out a few years ago. They're back with a TV show on Hulu, which is awesome because there's like profanity and sex and more killing, and it's definitely like an R-rated Veronica Mars, which is awesome. It's not, aimed for CW teenagers.
Right. Yeah. Now as it's gotten older, was it like more adult based then? Was it like a regular?
Yeah, because all, growing up now, the cast are like in their 30s. They all went to college, had jobs, had kids, married. And basically she comes back to Neptune to work with her dad. They have a PI business. And essentially the setup of the season is these bombings that are happening over spring break. Like all these innocent people are dying because these bombs are going off all over. So she's like trying to figure out who's, setting these off. And it has to do with politics and the cartel and a bunch of people. It was a really good season, really good story and performances, and I highly recommend it.
Sure sounds like you enjoyed it, Spool. I haven't ever watched the show myself. I heard it's good. Just one of those shows that I never came across. I can attest to you always being a fan because I remember you talking about it a long time ago, probably back when we were in high school. So
just like the song,
15 years ago.
Time ago, we used to be friends. The Veronica Mars song. Come on,
come on, everybody. All right. Another a project I wanted to bring up was the news about Martin Scorsese's The Irishman finally premiering, and it will be in theaters first before Netflix, which is cool news because that means come Oscar time and all the other awards, it's going to be eligible for all the awards. So I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I'm a big Scorsese fan. I don't have a bad Scorsese movie. If you ask me, then his worst one is amazing. So, yep, The Irishman. What do you think, Sport? You think it's gonna live up to expectations?
I think so. I'm really fucking excited. It's one of the most anticipated films of the year for sure. And seeing that theatrical release on the big screen, seeing the boys returning together, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, the list goes on, and Mr. Scorsese directing at the helm of the film. It couldn't be any more.
It's going to be beautiful, man, and it's going to be beautiful. And if we don't even get a chance to see it in theaters, we're going to be able to just throw it on Netflix and watch it. Some other good news that I've heard from. Yeah, I know. We have a live watching. We watch it together on FaceTime. It's just us crying. we give it a standing ovation and for 24 hours straight. Like zombies clapping. It bombs. It's terrible. Yeah, right. No, early word on it from the people that have seen it and have seen from it say they praised De Niro's work on it. So that's some of the strongest acting he's ever going to do. And yeah, just the cast and everything. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, The Irishman's going to premiere at the New York Film Festival on September 27th. So sometime, I'm guessing probably in October, November at the latest, we'll be probably seeing that on Netflix.
I can't believe that. That's insane. Just that movie, I'm just thinking about it. All these guys are returning to what made them stars, like the mobster, gangster world. I'm tired of seeing Robert De Niro as a mumbling grandpa in a stupid rom-com.
Yeah.
Go back
Overplayed.
to where yeah, I'm like, I get it, you guys are fucking old, and I wouldn't want to do that either when I'm 80. But go back to your roots. Make one last good fucking film. Go out with a bang.
No, you know what? Fuck that. Let's do 2, because a good segue from this conversation is Scorsese's next film, which he's scouting right now. Did you see the pictures on his Instagram? Doing location scouting for his next movie, which is going to star Leonardo DiCaprio. And yeah, Robert De Niro is supposed to come back, which will team up Leo and Bobby for the first time in a while. I guess they were in a film together a long time ago, which I don't really remember too much about.
I don't remember that. No.
What was it called? It's a Boy or something like that, or About a Boy. I don't know. But yeah, they were in a movie together a long time ago. About a Boy.
That is a fucking shitty rom-com.
Words of David Cassidy, in fact, while he was still with the Partridge Family. I think I love you. And I just wondered whether by any chance you wouldn't like to,
I'm looking at it. It came out in 2002. And it has Hugh Grant and Rachel Weisz in it.
The site notes that De Niro will be playing William Hale, one of the book's main characters. By the way, the movie's going to be called Killers of the Flower Moon, The Osage Murders, and the Birth of the FBI. Okay, so it says, the side notes that De Niro will be playing William Hale, one of the book's main characters. De Niro and DiCaprio first appeared on screen together in 1993's This Boy's Life.
Not even close.
About a boy.
Boy, you had the word boy, right?
Love you, boys.
Bobby and Leo Scorsese.
Bobby and Leo again, yeah. Now that Leo's the man.
Yeah, he is. Bring back Uncle Ray Liotta.
Yeah, please. By all means, bring him back. We're already going to see him in next year's Sopranos prequel, The Many Saints of Newark. That's cool. We don't even know who he's going to play. They've kept that under wraps awesomely. David Chase, keeping everything, tight, not releasing any footage yet. We've seen some set pics. Obviously looking forward to that movie. And yeah, seeing Ray Liotta will be awesome. See who he plays and see who's going to be Uncle June. He does a commercial in it. Yeah, he's getting older. He's had a lot of plastic surgery, but, he's still a hell of an actor. He said, it wasn't just Goodfellas that he was in. He's been in a lot of stuff. So
yeah, he's been in a lot of shit, man. A lot of movies over the years.
Yeah. What do you think of the American Horror Story 1984 trailer, Spool?
It looks cool. It looks, definitely 80s slasher.
Yep. Looks like a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah, exactly. Looks just like that. The characters look good. They're returning actors. A lot of people not returning, but yeah, it looks solid. I'll definitely check that out when it's released in September. Like I said, I've watched pretty much all of them, so this season interests me just from the title alone and loving slasher movies.
Oh, hell yeah. Right in the early 80s, slasher films were at pretty much their height, and that's when they were huge. So this looks to keep that tradition going. And yeah, like you said, it's not going to have a couple of the people that are usually in it. Sarah Paulson's not going to be in it. And I want to say Evan Peters isn't going to be in it. But
no, Evan Peters isn't. Look at the rest of the returning cast. It looks good.
But I got to say, just from watching the trailer and seeing all the artwork and stuff, I definitely want to watch at least the first episode, see if I'll get into it or not.
Yeah, it looks pretty promising, honestly. I think it's going to be a good season. And
yeah,
Ryan Murphy does some good shit, so he always has a pretty decent script and not the best actors, but some good actors. And we shall see come 1984.
Oh, yeah. I think that's going to come on towards the end of September.
Yep. The fall time is the best time for TV and movies.
My man.
So did you hear about It Chapter 2? The runtime was unveiled, and the director, Andy Muschietti, told a news outlet that the film would run at a whopping 2 hours and 45 minutes. And he said that, he said that initially the director's cut, before he cut everything, was about 4 hours long. And of course, he said, audiences aren't going to sit there for 4 hours. So he said he cut out some stuff that wasn't necessary and didn't take away. And it ended up at about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So
it's basically Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or Endgame.
Yeah, exactly. So get some popcorn and hopefully it's entertaining for that time, just like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was.
Hey, by the way, boys, this is Quentin Tarantino. Thanks for stopping by to see my new film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What'd you boys think?
Well, hello, everybody. I just want to say, hey, I'm from the movies. I'm Rick Dalton here. Cliff Booth, are you here? Yeah, it's me, sport. What you need, Cliff?
Yeah, you can say that. I handle his load.
Oh, boy. That was good. Yeah, man, that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it definitely did. It flew by, and yeah, we were there for nearly 3 hours. Yeah, dude, I had a great time at the movies. It was a unique movie, like nothing else like it. And
I know, that's why I love it. The more I think about it, the more I analyze the movie, the more I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
and love it because it's obviously a love letter to the 1960s and the movies and entertainment and music and all the things that Quentin Tarantino loves. It was definitely a really good depiction of that time. The film felt like it was in 1969. The cast, all the characters that like pop up throughout the movie: Steve McQueen, the mamas and the papas, Charlie Manson, the Manson chicks. You know, a bunch of actors back then. I thought just overall set design was beautiful. Great music, and I had an absolute blast, and it flew by.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I got some popcorn and a drink, and yep, as soon as the film started, I didn't know how the pace was going to be, so I'd say probably the first half an hour you're kind of getting used to, you know, how's this story being told and shown to us, and how's it going to flow with the rest of the movie. So basically, should we do spoiler alert since we're going to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, we can do some spoilers. It's fine.
All right. So
if people are listening, if you haven't seen the movie, don't listen to this.
Spoiler alert on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So yeah, in the beginning, you're getting to know Rick Dalton. You know, you're seeing him on set of his movies that he's doing. He's doing a lot of these cheesy westerns like we've done back in the day. Yeah, so the pace of the movie, it takes a little bit to get used to the pacing. But yeah, once it does, you're just like glued in your seat. Some really great performances. Not only do you see Rick Dalton, who's played by Leo, of course, not only do you see his character, well, it also goes and you follow Sharon Tate at the same time. So, of course, Sharon Tate was one of the victims in the Manson murders, and she was a famous actress at the time. So it's also showing her story at this time. So you sort of, you know, flip back between Rick and Cliff, and then, you know, Sharon Tate. And Roman Polanski, who she was dating at the time, was a famous movie director. And in the film, lives next to Rick Dalton, so they're kind of connected in that way. Like you said, a lot of famous actors and faces show up throughout the movie, and famous characters. Like you mentioned, Steve McQueen, who was played by the guy from Homeland, and
Homeland,
he's in Billions now. Yeah, Damian Lewis, he plays Steve McQueen. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did. He pulled it off pretty good.
He looked like him. He even had like the blonde eyebrows and stuff. He looked like him too. So
good looking guy.
Good looking guy. And then our buddy Emil Hirsch.
J.C. Sebring.
Played Jay Sebring, which was Sharon Tate's ex-boyfriend, and also, you know, she was still friends.
And the first hairdresser in Hollywood.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, the first big Hollywood hairdresser, wasn't he, boy?
Because I had to review that movie, Haunting of Sharon Tate with Hilary Duff was awful. J.C. Sebring was in it. That's how I knew about the first, hairstylist in Hollywood. So,
oh, cool. So you got to see more of his character.
Yeah, it was obviously better played by Emil Hirsch in a higher budget movie, but he was an interesting character, and he was actually a bigger part of the film more than I thought originally. Like he was.
Me too. Yeah, I had no idea he was going to be in it so much.
And I like how you see Rick, his story kind of changed throughout the movies. You know, doing his movies, TV shows, these spaghetti westerns, and he's kind of seeing his career ending. You know, people not wanting to cast him. He's at the end of the road. He's like, what's he going to do? And it really sets up the rest of the film leading up until the very end, when it kind of revolves back to, living next to Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski. I thought it was kind of cool.
That was really cool how they incorporated the two, all fictional as far as Rick Dalton. I'm pretty sure they're based on some actual people, but, you know, Quentin Tarantino, it's kind of his story. So it was cool how he made, you know, those two stories intersect. And then, like you mentioned, it comes to a head in the end in a very unexpected way. Couldn't see that coming. You know, I didn't know that they were going to go the route that they went for the ending, but it definitely impressed me. And it's like a holy shit moment. You always get that in Quentin Tarantino's movies, you know. You get a lot of talk, and then one scene just blows your mind. Like everybody just all of a sudden is dead within a couple of seconds. It's freaking chaos, man.
My man.
Yeah, it totally, I didn't see that coming either, because it was kind of a slower, relaxed movie. And then at the very end of the flick, that has to do with some acid on a cigarette, wasn't it? Or a joint? It was, acid dip cigarette, and old Cliff decided to have a fun night. Yeah, and then it just goes balls to the wall with the shit that has to do with, Manson and all that. Did not see that coming. Really fucking awesome twist. And Tarantino does it once again, boys.
Did you say till after the credits? Apparently there's a mid or after credit scene with Rick. Because I didn't. I left. I didn't think there was anything.
No, we watched it.
Massive.
I'm like, at that point, it was 3 hours. I'm like, I need to go.
Yeah, I know. Well, apparently in that after credit scene, it's a commercial for, I want to say Red's cigarettes, or Red Apple cigarettes, I think it is, which have been featured in all of Quentin Tarantino's movies.
Really?
So that's, ties all his movies together. Yeah, and Rick's doing a commercial for the fake cigarette company for those Red's Apple cigarettes. Yeah,
Shit,
that's what happens after credits.
Yeah, I didn't even read anything about that. That's crazy. So, I don't know. I saw some stuff like how they want to make this universe, like the Quentin Tarantino movies, all the characters in one movie. I don't know if that's ever going to happen in his last movie, but that'd be interesting, like how everything ties in together from the 9 movies he's done. Yeah, and apparently not even only his movies, it's also, that brand of cigarette is also featured in another show, which I'm trying to think of now. I just read about it a little while ago. But yeah, apparently it's even outside of his movie universe, and it's like featured in I want to say a show, but, or maybe it's a movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it wasn't one of his movies that he directed. I'd have to look it up again. But yeah, so there's that's pretty cool, a little Easter egg at the end of a Quentin Tarantino movie. Everything about it's beautiful. The production, the filming, the story, the ending. I don't have a problem with the movie. Could I explain it like top to bottom to somebody? No, but that's what makes it awesome. Quentin Tarantino has his own vision, and it's really cool to see how the story comes together. And it's not all linear. He's not your everyday director. He doesn't feed you stuff.
Right. He doesn't follow standard formula for directing or writing a script. He does his own thing. He has his own style to movies and filmmaking. Yep. That's why I love him, because he doesn't give a fuck and makes movies he wants to make. And he makes them with a lot of feet, Sean. He loves feet.
Aww.
I'm going to give you a little, let's give you some brand new news as of right now as we record this. So today, the Walking Dead spin-off teaser was released, showing like I guess more a kid-centric series that's going to premiere next year. Don't really care. I'm kind of Walking Dead burnt out at this point, so.
Me too.
Good luck to it. Good luck to it. I mean, if it's good enough, I'll end up watching it. So I'm not opposed to watching something if it's good. So win me over, Walking Dead. Ansel Elgort says that a Baby Driver sequel is going to happen eventually. There's a script. He's read it. But just at this time, Edgar Wright's working on another film, and so far there hasn't been any word whether he's going to do that film or not. So that'll be cool. Baby Driver is awesome.
Yeah, Edgar Wright's doing his horror film in London right now, filming that.
That's right. He's in the thick of filming that, baby.
Yep, I can't wait for that. I love him. He's one of my favorite directors. But I was looking at our YouTube page. We hit a milestone in Cinephellas. We've been on here, 3 or 4 years?
Ooh.
YouTube?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Got over 100,000 views. That's insane, dude.
Yeah!
Oh, wow. Woo! Cinephellas, thank you guys. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I've been looking at our page. I mean, we've been posting like 4 or 5 videos a week the past few months. We've been pretty consistent, so keep with the consistency and just keep going up and up. More subscribers and more followers. Life is good for Cinephellas.
Love you, boys.
Cinephellas, baby. Just a passion project between the two of us. And, yeah, look how far we've come already. And we, it's basically been me and you, mostly you with all the videos and stuff. So it's a hell of a resume for us, and we're not even at full strength or anything.
Just imagine 5-10 years from now.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just the beginning.
We have a lot of awesome people that we have contributing to our site, and we want to thank them too. Everybody with their reviews, and some really awesome people. Yeah. So we'll have to do a podcast where we can try to maybe do a one-on-one with. We both can talk to the other contributors to our site. That'll be a cool idea for one of our podcasts.
Yeah, we can get Kevin, Niall to do it. Maybe Vincent, he's in Canada. We get old King Clancy in Scotland, boys. Yeah, man. I mean, pretty good distribution around the globe. So yeah, we're getting
we're getting people's opinions from all over the world, which is always interesting. Everybody thinks a little differently, has a different worldview, and consumes their media and their movies differently. So it's great to have all those differing opinions coming together and sharing their passion for what we all care about here on Cinephellas, TV shows and movies. What do we have to look forward to next, Logan? We got a giveaway coming up this month, don't we?
Yeah. Are you going to be doing the giveaway for that horror?
Are you talking about the latest horror film from the Conjuring universe, I want to say?
Yeah, Curse of Lake.
Yeah, it is, right? It's The Curse of La Llorona. It's coming to Blu-ray and digital, and as soon as I get my hands on a copy, I will have a digital code, and I will be given the digital code to one of you lucky listeners or watchers or followers of us. So stay tuned for that. And, if there's some other movies coming out, quite possibly too, to give some codes away, we will give away those as well. And
more giveaways.
We'll probably do one official one, and then we can just randomly select some of you guys and just say, hey, you want a digital code, and we will hook you guys up for your loyalty.
Other stuff coming up, more reviews on our website. We still have Vincent at Fantasia Festival in Montreal, Canada. More of those reviews hitting our website, more movie news on our social media outlets. I've got more videos coming to YouTube doing a Veronica Mars. I'm going to review High Life, Robert Pattinson movie, a bunch of other things, TV shows that I'm going to be reviewing on our channel, and just staying busy as always, boys.
We're always going to keep you guys updated on the latest breaking news. We're going to hook you guys up with our fellows giveaways. Logan's going to do a shit ton of videos, and he's going to, review everything under the sun because this motherfucker lives at the movie theater. He's got his AMC premiere card, and he's itching to go whenever he can go. So we got some good movies to look forward to. Summer is going to be winding down in a month or two. We'll have some good movies to look forward to. So,
and then August, we got some other good flicks coming out. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark comes out on the 9th of August. I think it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, or produced, one of the two. Yeah, we got The Kitchen coming out with Melissa McCarthy, Elizabeth Moss. It's a mobster heist film back in the 70s. That comes out in August. Good Boys, which is the new kind of super bad for kids.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for that. It looks really funny.
Yeah, the Red Band trailers are hilarious. It's really good. And those are pretty much the big movies coming out in August. And then early September, we got It Chapter 2 creeping its way into Derry, Maine and local cinemas.
Oh, I can't wait for that one. Been waiting for that one ever since the last one ended.
That's all we have for this episode 37 of the Cinephellas Podcast. This is Logan Myers, and
I'm Henry Hill.
Signing out from the podcast in Cinephellas Studios. Until next time.
Love you, boys.